Genesis is the most prestigious Smash Bros. Tournament of the year. It's where champions are made, players become legends. It's the tournament if you want to make a name for yourself. So, at this world-class event with thousands of entrants, which game had the largest prize pool? Was it Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the newest and most popular Smash game? Or maybe it was Melee, the title with the longest history and pedigree. Or, let's throw a twist in here, maybe it was Street Fighter VI, since the tournament there was one of the only qualifiers for the extremely prestigious Red Bull Kumite. That's right, it was the small indie game Rivals of Aether 2. And it's not the first time Rivals had the top spot either. We gotta talk about dev support. About a month ago, Rivals announced Season 1 of their big esports program, the Rivals 2 Championship Series, R2CS. Well, kinda Season 1? Rivals 1 had this too, it was just called RCS instead of R2CS. And honestly, I'm probably still gonna call it that. There was 9 seasons of RCS, 8 in-person and 1 online. So, we have a lot of history to learn from here. Basically, the RCS is a series of events that allow players to earn circuit points, all leading up to a finale at the end of the year. Now, the final event hasn't been officially announced, but it's been Genesis every single year, so I think I would expect Genesis. So far, they've announced Combo Breaker, CEO, Gommel, Evo, Supernova, Collision, Riptide, and 2 online brackets, with some more events coming in the fall and winter. Players at the top of the standings at the end of the season usually get flown out to the finale, and events on the circuit get extra dev support. Like, the Rivals prize pool at Genesis, a huge chunk of that was because they were selling a special Arcane skin. Evo is a stop on the circuit, and oh my god, that's with 92 days left? Speaking of money, I guess, if you like this kind of stuff, using code wisely in the Rivals 2 shop is the biggest way to support me directly. It literally makes this entire thing possible. But also, if you're not subbed to the channel, I'm working on doing a lot of cool stuff at these circuit events, and you wouldn't want to miss those, right? Alright, wait. Let me look up what these prize pools were like for Rivals 1 RCS 2. Let's be clear. The numbers for Rivals 1 were phenomenal. A 10k pot bonus for the finale almost every year, and usually more, for a small indie game? That's amazing. I wasn't joking. Rivals 1 had a higher total payout than the main Smash games at Genesis some years. But holy crap, with Rivals being so much more popular, it's hitting those numbers every single time, and not just for the finale. Now, not every RCS event is getting full-blown custom skins with sales that lead to the larger prize pools. I'm pretty sure they're saving these for the biggest premier level tournaments like your Genesises, or Evo, or Supernova, that kind of thing. But even the ones that aren't getting that are still benefiting. Combo Breaker is doing a special color palette that's free for all the attendees. Being on the series itself is a boost for your event in both attendance and the general competitor experience. It's great for the 99% of competitors that aren't going to win money too. If it's like the Rivals 1 RCS, circuit events might get anything from extra staffing to a horde of PC setups from the Rivals team to promo help from the marketing arm of Off-Brand Games and Aether Studios. The Rivals team wants this to be a win-win for the tournaments too. They get more attention for the game and promote their sales, and the events sell more tickets and get event support. Outside of the tangible benefits, the circuit is just great for the scene in general too. It adds a level of prestige to tournaments, promoting in-person attendance. Especially with modern fighting games, it's easy to stick to grinding ranked or entering online brackets. I've said so many times that I wouldn't still be doing this kind of thing if it wasn't for the people I've met through these games. Fighting games are something so great because of the people. The games are just an excuse for the community to exist, and anything that boosts in-person attendance is a positive in my book. For viewers at home, a circuit existing immediately starts building player storylines, getting people way more invested into the esports scene. Seeing someone climb the leaderboard throughout the season, knowing which tournaments to tune into, and seeing familiar faces attempt to hold the throne against the rise of newcomers, everything is elevated when you can know which events are the most important, the tournaments everyone is trying their absolute hardest at. A few years ago, we had the incredible story of the domination of CakeAssault. As the season went on, he was looking unstoppable, and everyone realized he was closing in on 10 RCS tournament victories in a row, 10 majors. The entire scene was desperate to know if anyone could make him bleed, and if they could, who would it be? It made for the most exciting moments we've ever had in the community.
Over and over again. The crowd is just deafening, cheering for Sego, and he deserves it, man.
And none of that narrative would have existed if it wasn't for the Rivals Championship Series. And as of this month, Cake has said he's going to every single R2CS tournament this year. Maybe we'll get a repeat. Maybe PM players take the crown this time. Maybe Plup starts attending more and defends his Genesis victory. Who knows? We're gonna find out though. Now, I brought it up earlier, but RCS for Rivals 2 is looking like it's going to be way bigger than it ever was for Rivals 1, just because of the sheer player base size. Because of that, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of changes. Prize pools are getting bigger, and it seems like they're working more directly with a lot of the tournaments on the lineup. There's some stuff I'm really hoping they do for the new game too. There's way more players involved, way more skins being sold, and all the events are significantly bigger. We're already seeing it a bit with the EVO Olympia skin, but I'm really hoping that Aether Studios does a lot to make each event feel like something to pay attention to. Even in a circuit, tournaments can really start to blend together, even for someone like me who pays attention to this way too much. But with the right promotion, things like promo in-game or special skins or special streams, each really could have its own flair and attention. I know I'll be making content about the RCS, but I'd also love to see the Aether team invest more into their own esports/community content. I could totally see them doing things like player interviews, on-site show matches, projects with larger content creators like variety content creators, not us Smash and Rivals people. Whatever, and then promote it from within the game. I don't know if it's possible for Rivals, but some games have ways to watch tournaments that are embedded in their main menus. Something like that would be amazing. I think the Rivals Championship Series could be a great way to build up some of the personalities in the community too. Like, maybe Ludwig and Offbrand could run another LACS and auto-invite the top 5 from the leaderboard. I'm just spitballing here. It could be a way to elevate our commentary talent too, with some of the event support budget going to make RCS travel more sustainable for them as well. Yes, I am biased on this one. Ultimately, I just want to see RCS become something that can make competition more sustainable for everyone. Alright, there has now been 2 different times I've had to redo an update on this video, but I'm tired of writing scripts for it, so we're just going to hit this from the top. Aether Studios has announced more details about each of the RCS stops, and a lot of these details are things that I asked for in scripting this video, so, bonus points for Wisely here. Alright, so, there's going to be 2 online events, and the winner of each of them is getting flown out to EVO. Actually, one of these happened already while I was writing the script, so that's dope. The first in-person stop, Combo Breaker, is on the main menu right now. One of the other big circuit stops, Supernova, just announced that they're partnering with Ludwig to juice the tournament, and actually, it sounds like he's doing stuff for both Melee and Rivals.
And I also want this to be the biggest event for Rivals of Aether 2, which I think is actually gonna happen.
I know that's not Aether or Off-Brand directly, but that's definitely the kinds of things I was asking about. Also, EVO announcement. EVO has passed $10,000 for the prize pool in just Olympia skins, so dang, you guys really like the Punch Rat. And finally, maybe breaking news, depends on when this goes up. You know how I asked for things to go up like B-roll or interviews from at RCS stops from the Aether team? Turns out they're doing that, at least once, for sure. And the reason I know is that they asked me to do those at Combo Breaker. So if you see me at Combo Breaker with a camera in hand, I am either recording stuff for Aether Studios, getting B-roll, getting some crowd footage, or I'm recording stuff for my channel, getting B-roll or crowd footage, or talking to myself like an idiot influencer. So if you see me at Combo Breaker, come say hi. All right, I think that's everything. Back to the normal video. Now, none of this means that I think it'll suddenly make Rivals a full-time career for all of our top players. Our commentators aren't going to be making a living off casting events. It's not even possible for way bigger games like Street Fighter or Tekken, even with their developer-backed servants. And it's certainly not realistic in Smash, where the devs actively try to shut down the competitive scene. But I'm hopeful for the Rivals Championship Series. I'm hopeful. I'm not stupid, though. With the right infrastructure, the RCS could help ease the cost of event travel for those at the top, the same way that creator codes have absolutely helped Rivals YouTubers and streamers. It's going to be huge for promoting the game, building up excitement, and giving competitors and viewers something to really look forward to. I've said it before and I'll say it again, but esports is just marketing. But dang, if that marketing is done well, it really can elevate the entire community. The combination of off-brand games and the Aether team is really strong, and there's been 9 years of Rivals 1 RCS to learn from. I cannot wait to watch the stories unfold, and I'll see you all at Combo Breaker for the in-person kickoff. Oh, and if you want to check out the exact opposite situation, something where the devs actively try to crush a game's community, this video over here is the story of a hidden underground gaming scene that's fighting back against Nintendo.